Now let's look at composition of functions, or functions of functions. So the first thing we need to do is we need to talk about notation. So the way this is written is f of g of x, or sometimes it's written f o g of x, or something like an O. FOG it looks like. It's like a dot, except for it's an open dot. And these both mean the same thing. Let's do an example here. Let's say f of x is equal to 3x minus 5. And let's say g of x is equal to x squared minus 2. Now the key here, first of all, is unlike multiplication, the order matters here. So if we're going to do this, we need to realize that f of g of x and g of f of x are different. So let's see. We have f of g of x. F of x means that, in this case, it's 3, and you have parentheses minus 5. And whatever is here, you put there. So if it was f of 4, you would put a 4 there. If it's f of 9, you would put a 9 there. Since it's f of g of x, you would put a g of x there. Now what is g of x? Let's plug it in. That would be 3 parentheses x squared minus 2 minus 5. And then from there, you would just simplify. Distribute your 3. You have 3x squared minus 6 minus 5. In this case, it would be 3x squared minus 11. And that's f of g of x. There are some issues about notation that we'll talk about in a later video, but that's the basic idea of f of g of x. So now let's look at g of f of x and see if it's the same. In fact, it won't be. So in this case, we have g of f of x. So that's equal to g is something squared minus 2. And what's that something? That something is f, right? Same thing. If it was g of 9, you'd put a 9 there. If it was g of 4, you'd put a 4 there. Since it's g of f, you would put an f there. Now let's plug in for f of x. F of x is 3x minus 5, so you have 3x minus 5 squared minus 2. And now you just simplify. This is going to be 3x minus 5 times 3x minus 5 minus 2. You have to multiply first, so we're going to FOIL. So that's going to be 15x. Well, let's do first. So that's 9x squared minus 15x minus 15x plus 25 minus 2. This is all the FOILing in there. Let's simplify by combining like terms. That's 9x squared minus 30x plus 25 minus 2. And that's going to be 9x squared minus 30x plus 23. And that's how you do f of g of x. Let's do another example. Let's have k of x is equal to 4x squared. And let's let h of x equal to 2x minus 3. If you do k of h of x, then that's 4 parentheses squared, right? That's what k is. And we're going to put an h of x there. Now where the h of x is, let's put 2x minus 3. Now, you want to be careful about where people make common mistakes. You can't distribute the 4 here because you have to do the exponent first. Remember, with order of operations, you always do exponent before you do multiply. So now what you have to do is you have to FOIL this out. That's 4 times 2x minus 3 times 2x minus 3. I'm going to FOIL this, and that's going to be 4x squared minus 6x plus 9. And I'm going to combine like terms, so I have 4x squared minus 12x plus 9. And then lastly, I'm going to distribute the 4. Then you have 16x squared minus 48x plus 9. Now that's how you do composition